What's going on, everybody? Keith from Almost in Full Color, and today I want to talk about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to call it Bloodhunt when I refer to it. So Bloodhunt is brought to us by Shark Mob, who are well known for their vampire based games, and as they would have it, their battle royale is vampire based. Now when you first load into this game, the game will have you choose a vampire class, customize it, do not stress out too much. It only does that because you load into a hub and it just needs a vampire to place in this hub that will be your avatar while navigating the hub. Every time that you choose a new vampire class, when you come back to this hub, you will be that vampire class. So again, you're not really tied to any vampire class. Your first time loading in, it just needs to pick one, and it's not going to give you one at random. You just kind of get the one that you want. Speaking of this hub, very cool hub. You have a lot of different NPCs in here that you could talk to, a lot of different rooms, a lot of different cuts, things to find. You have some weapons that you'll see on the map in here. Really cool, mysterious, dark. It's a very vampire themed area in several capacities. Vampires are very well fleshed out medium within the movie world and TV show world. So gaming world, not so much, and I think we're getting a really good taste of it. I love vampire things, so this for me was a great treat. I really love the hub here. It's very different from a lot of battle royales in terms of just having this here. It furthers some type of story. Like, you kind of feel like there is something going on here. What is this red gas about? And we'll get into that in a little bit. Moving on from there, you can go and try to load into whichever map you want to go into. If you want to load in a trios map, you can load in a trios map, solo map. I know I'm saying map, this is the same exact map, but you could just load a different game mode. Solos, trios, or you can go into a tutorial, whichever one you like. Once you pick it, it'll ask you to pick where you want to spawn at on the map, so you're not flying in like in a lot of other ones. You just pick the place that you want to spawn in at, and you just exist at that spot when you spawn. Next, you'll pick the vampire class that you want. So within, you know, the faction trees, your Bruja, your Toreador, and your Nosferatu, you can pick, you know, which class that you want to go with. Your Brujas, to me, are kind of your more offensive powerhouses. They're not, I wouldn't say powerhouses is too strong a word. They're more offense based in terms of their skills that they have. Each class has its own set of skills. The Bruja seem to have offensive based skills. Your Nosferatu, those to me are your very sneaky, stealthy trap. I hate them. They lay traps. That's what they do. They're terrible to come up against, and they look ugly as hell. And lastly, you have your Toreador. Your Toreador is all about misdirection and deception. That's their bread and butter, is making you look the other way while they get away or they ambush you. That being said, pick whichever one matches your playstyle. They're all really fun, and there's another vampire that was added with the patch, but I really won't go into that vampire tree too much. I mean, he does have a skill where he can armor up, and one where he kind of does a shoulder charge, which can silence an opponent. And that is the vampire that I use. One thing about this game, when you come in, you'll notice that movement feels really good. All vampire classes do have one element in common, and that's the fact that they have a movement move. A lot of times you'll see vampires on rooftop just sprinting throughout, and you can use these movement moves to close gaps. You can move them to use them to get away. It's up to you how that situation calls for you to move. All right, really cool. And if you look right here, like I had the Scourge Blades, I'm able to use the L2 move on these Scourge Blades to get some distance, and then I'm able to use my natural move to move even further. The game feels really good in terms of just letting you kind of free run and get from point A to point B, and every vampire can scale walls infinitely, so no matter how tall the building, you can scale it. Great for when you see someone on top of a roof and you have to get to them, or the smoke is coming in and it's gonna kill you. You need to get away from the storm. You just climb a building and just move that way. It feels very good and very free. Now, I like the map. I think that the city of Prague looks really great. It's dark in some places, it's bright in some places. It's really cool. You have humans on the map that are just kind of being mindless, really. They just want to get, you know, their blood sucked. They're really fucking weird humans. They're not really doing anything. You do have people, and like with a lot of vampire-based things, you know, people with A blood or B blood or, you know, AB blood, O blood. If you hear a lot of vampire things, it's, oh, these people with these bloods, you know, I like this blood more than this blood. And you'll see different blood-based humans on the map at all times, and if you see they kind of glow a certain color. Suck blood from a human, you get a buff. You can do it 3 times, and before you actually go to do it, it'll tell you, hey, which buff that you will get from sucking the blood of this human. You have purple, like this flaming looking color. You have like this greenish looking color, and then you have red. So you'll see and you'll know what it is that you'll get out of that human. Super cool, and I like to take on blood with that fact. However, the one thing I did not care for too much is that there's a section of the map that boasts these soldiers, and they will shoot you on sight and try to kill you. So it's like weird because it's just a weird thing to have on field, and killing them really doesn't net you a whole lot. It's more trouble than it's worth because, you know, you'll end up attracting other vampires to your section, and you really don't want all that. You're just making too much noise. Other thing, I feel like the noise is weird. Like, you really don't hear footsteps, and I guess maybe that's part of the point. You're a vampire, like you have heightened abilities, so I mean, but you would think you're running harder, jumping harder, you should hear it a little bit more. The sound to me currently is just weird. Gunshot sound like they should sound, so you can hear the gunshots and the direction in which they're coming from, fine, but it's just that just people moving. You really don't hear it too much. You can, but it's very hard to hear. I'm just not sure how I feel about that. Lastly, my only other gripe about the game is the fact that the game has crossplay elements. PC and PlayStation can play with one another. However, you cannot team up with one another. It kind of feels like, well, I know why they put it in the game, just to ensure that the population stays healthy, but it just to me is like, I don't know if I like that fact. Mainly because I can't invite Terry and Roger. We cannot continue our battle royale streak of wins, and I feel like this is one that they would really enjoy. It's pretty straightforward and pretty cool. So with that being said, I think that you should give Bloodhunt a try if you have the time. Fun battle royale, and I am really digging. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. As usual, peace, be easy, be blessed.